and welcome to our brand new course on Virtualmin with AWS Lightsail. First, we will briefly go on to the contents of the course. So first, what we will be doing will be creating an AWS Lightsail instance, and we'll be installing Virtualmin plus Webmin inside this instance. Then we'll be creating a virtual server and we'll be hosting our first website on to that server. Then we will create a domain in GoDaddy, and then we'll map the DNS rules to our freshly created virtual server. And yeah, let's get started. Create an AWS Lightsail instance. For this, you will need a AWS account. For that, you can just try for AWS Lightsail, and something like this will come up: Amazon Lightsail, AWS Cloud, web hosting for free. Actually, AWS provides free tier where you can try out its services for a limited period of time. So I think AWS now offers 3-month free tier for Lightsail instances. Just for this this one, the first, second, and third, AWS right now provides 3 months of free tier. So let's quickly sign in to Lightsail instance. So I already have an account in AWS. So this pops up. This is the home screen. So here we have this Lightsail. So unlike EC2 instances, Lightsail provides you the server, storage space, everything as a package. And also the networking will also be included within this package. So you will not have to spend so much time in configuring all this stuff. So it will be easy for someone who has limited knowledge on this configuration and networking and working with firewall, etc. So to create a new Lightsail instance, you just have to come in here from AWS console, and right now I don't have any instances, so I'm going to create a new instance from here. So first we have to select a platform, which is if you want a Windows, you can go for a Windows system, otherwise you can go for Linux. There is an also option for App plus OS, where you can install some of the services which AWS provides, but I'll just go for the OS only version of this, OS only. Then I'll go for Ubuntu 22 LTS, and I just have to choose a plan. So I'll go for a mid variant. So you can see here the first 3 months is free. I'm in free tier right now, so the first 3 months for me is free. After that it will cost around $5. It will have 1 GB of memory, 2 core processors, and 40 GB SSD, and 1 TB bandwidth. Let me just create one instance. Yeah, my instance is cooking up. It will take some time, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Lightsail instance is now created and it is now running. So as you can see, it's created with 1 GB RAM, 2 core of CPUs, and 40 GB SSD storage. And you can see the availability zone now is Mumbai zone A. You can also change this zone while creating the instance. That you can change it from here. You can choose from a variety of availability zones. So right now I just went with the default one. So that's how this instance was created. Yeah, if you go inside the instance, you can see a few information regarding this. So you have the IP address to connect, public IP to connect with the instance, and this is your username, and there's a default username, and you can connect using a SSH client after downloading this default key. Yeah, you can connect with AWS Lightsail console also, so that is more easier. So for this scope of this course, we will connect with this console only. Yeah, ta-da! So our virtual server is now created, and you can do all the operations around here. Yeah, there are other tabs here. Let's quickly go on to what all things it has. It has a matrix of CPU utilization, etc. Then a place where you can create snapshots. We'll talk about snapshot later. So we'll go to the storage section where you can see the 40 GB of storage. Then you have the networking section where you have the public address right now, and you have this IPv4 firewall where the SSH22 is whitelisted, and also the HTTP port 80 is also whitelisted. So only if you add a whitelist rule here, then only you can access these ports from outside this instance. The problem with this IP address is that this will keep on changing every time we restart our instance. So we don't want that to happen. In that case, we can attach a static IP to it. AWS provides a static IP free for every instance. So let me just create a static IP, create and attach. A static IP created, so I just attach my instance to this IP. If you don't have a static IP, don't worry, just click on this create a new static IP, and you can click on this create and attach to attach the static IP to this. So for now, let me just attach my existing static IP to this. I think I created it before and I didn't delete it. Yeah, so this is my static IP. To communicate with the instance from outside world, I will be using this public IP. We'll go and create a Virtualmin setup to it. For that, we'll search for Virtualmin installation. If you go to the official site of Virtualmin, downloading and installing Virtualmin, you can see that this is how you get the install bash file, and this is how you install Virtualmin in that server. So let me copy this, duplicate, then let me go to connect using SSH. Just copy and just paste it. So yeah, so the install script is now downloaded to our server. We can just go through the script if you want. Yes, so yeah, this will download and install Virtualmin on our server. So sudo sh Virtualmin, or we'll use the same command as what yeah, it's the same. Sudo sh install. Yeah, now it is asking for me if you want to install lamp. Yeah, I say yes. Check for system time. Yeah, at this step you need to provide a fully qualified um, domain name. For now I'm just providing something like srv1.test.com. I know this is not a valid domain name, but it should work for now. Unless you want to use a SMTP mail server or something, this should work. There won't be any problem in starting up the Virtualmin. Then 15 minutes and the installation is still going on. So while it is installing, make sure that you scroll up and down a little bit like this, and also occasionally tap on the return key so that the session won't time out, because if the session timeouts, then the installation may get interrupted. So occasionally keep on moving. I think it will take more than 20 minutes, so please be patient. Long minutes, our installation is finally completed. So as I said earlier, make sure that the session is not timed out before the installation is finished. You can just scroll up and down, or press the enter key, and don't move away from the screen for that 30 minutes. It's very crucial. So right now this is done. Now what we have to do is we have to see the Webmin portal, right, or the Virtualmin portal. For that, what it is saying is you have to log in into this address, but as you know, this address does not exist. Going to this address will not give you the portal. Also, this is an internal IP address, so going into this address neither won't get you to the portal. So what we have to do is we have to take up the public IP, and you have to append it with this port 10,000 with the protocol HTTPS on at the beginning. Then you will be able to reach to our Webmin portal. Let me just check that. HTTPS or public IP 10,000. There's something wrong. Yeah, I understood. We haven't whitelisted our 10,000 port here. So we have to, in the networking tab of that instance, we have to whitelist the port 10,000. Yeah, so the firewall rule is added now. Now if you go to the same IP address with the HTTPS in the front and 10,000 port, it should redirect you to something like this. As you know, it's an HTTPS and we are using IP address and not a domain. We should proceed with unsafe. Yes, we got the login screen. Yeah, so by default Webmin uses the root password, so we can use any of the root login. So right now we don't have a root user for us, so we'll be using this Ubuntu username. This is our root user. But for the password, what to do for the password? We didn't set up any password as of now, so we have to reset the password for Ubuntu. We have to do that using the console itself. So we have to go to our Lightsail console, AWS console, and we have to type sudo password Ubuntu. So we have to set the new password. Let me set a new password. Yes, the password is updated successfully. Now let me try to log in with that password. Yes, I'm able to log in to my virtual server. So after the installation, there is something called as post installation wizard inside the portal. You have to read and go through it. Um, the wizard will take you through a few steps, and everything is simple. So it's asking me to go through the post installation wizard. So asking me, you want preload Virtualmin libraries? No, because I'm not going to use Virtualmin every time. So my intention is to host few websites and just forget about Virtualmin. And then if anything happens, or if there is some errors, or if I have to host a new website, then I'll come back to the Virtualmin. So in that case, it doesn't make sense to make Virtualmin UI faster, run faster. So I'll go with no. Then run email domain lookup server. Yes, faster email processing with the RAM. No, I don't want to set up any SMTP server as of now. No email domain server I'm going to use, so I give no for that too. I enable wider scanning. No, we'll go with the default. Yeah, do you want a database? Run MariaDB database server, run Postgres database server. So for now, let's go with MariaDB. If you want Postgres, let's install it later, because even if you provide ES, I think it should throw some error because Postgres is not yet installed. So we'll as of now, for now, we'll go with no, and we'll start with MariaDB. You can install Postgres later too, that I can show you in later videos how to install that. Yeah, MariaDB is using Unisocket authentication for root user, so password cannot be changed. Okay, fine. Yes, we have to skip check for resolvability because this domain does not exist. So if you have a domain handy, you can use that domain, and you can change the domain to point DNS settings to point to this server as well. But for now, I'm not doing that. This will not resolve, as I know that. I'm just skipping the resolvability. Yeah, it's now completed. So we'll go for an optional features. Let's see what are the optional features. Password storage mode, only store hashed passwords. Okay, fine. So for each step you can go through the description, which will give you more details on what this step is about. Yeah, I'm using the defaults. So now it's an important step where do you want to keep your SSL certificates. So you can have multiple virtual servers inside this Virtualmin. So it is asking us where we want the SSL certificate for each virtual server to be installed. So we can install it under the root directory etc SSL Virtualmin inside that for each domain, one directory will be created. You can install like that. Otherwise you can have it inside the domain's home directory. So let me go with the default for now. Yes, additional post installation configuration is now complete. Finish. So our next step is to create a new virtual server and connect it with a GoDaddy domain. So in order to do that, first we have to create a domain in GoDaddy. Let me go to the GoDaddy website and we'll show you how to create one. Let's try for a new domain name, hello 12345, and we'll search for .in. But if you are a student or you just want to learn on how to do all this stuff, then I prefer you go with some cheap domains, just like this one, like an info one, or something like an XYZ domain. So that would be cheaper for the first year. XYZ, sorry, that is taken. Or you can go with something like .live also. Let's see how much it will cost. View card. Yeah, just now I added something like hello 1234509.live. So for 1 year this will cost me only around 165 INR, and something like this XYZ 123678.xyz will cost me around only 169 INR. So I prefer you go with some domain like this, just for learning purpose. And you can, if you want, if you're serious about creating a website, you can go on and purchase a .com or .in domain as per your requirement. Yeah, so once you have created your domain, or it will come in your portfolio GoDaddy account. A new domain. I do already have a domain in my place, so we'll be using this domain for this demo purpose. So that will be logicsofcomputers.in. Yeah. So inside the domain portfolio, you have an overview of the domain. Then you have the DNS tab where you would be able to manage different things inside the domain. So you have something called as a button called add new record. So this will create a new DNS record. You have to create a new A record, and this should be a subdomain or a root level domain. So if it is a root level, then it should be at, and the value should be the IP address. So let's say if our IP address is this public IP, our IP address would be that public IP address, and we are providing that value here. Yeah, so let me explain you something here. So if you want your website to work like this, that is when you enter a URL like http logicsofcomputers.in in your URL, your website to pop up, then you will have to do something like this. You have to add a record like this, a at then the IP address value. But I don't want to do that. What I want to do is to add a subdomain to this. So for that I'll add test.logicsofcomputers.in. So this is my subdomain. So that subdomain I will be adding to the name part here. and I'm saving it. DNS record is now successfully added and it is pointing to this IP address. Let me now create a new virtual server with this domain name, and here the domain name I should provide would be exactly the same as what we would provide in a browser URL. So it should be test.logicsofcomputers.in, and you can give some description, and you can create the server. You can have many options here. You can add an administrator password. If you don't provide anything, it should be the root password itself. Otherwise, let me provide a password for now. And you can turn on or turn off any of the features if you want here, and just create the server. I'll keep everything for default for now. Virtualmin is now creating a virtual server for you. While it creates a virtual server, let's quickly download a template, bootstrap template, and let's try to host it on this server so that you can see something on the screen. Download a bootstrap template. Yeah, I'm going with this free template. Let me download the source code. Download zip. Extracted the zip file here. So if you go inside this, you have a disk folder. So this is your index.html. Let me open that in Chrome. Yeah, so this is our test page. So I would like to upload this to our server. Let me go to the virtual server that is being created. Yeah, it's still being created. Let's wait for some time. Created at this step. So now we'll go to the file manager of test.logicsofcomputers.in. Yeah, here we do have an index.html. In the home folder, home test public HTML, we would like to replace it with our files. So we'll upload to current directory. We'll show our path. We should be a directory upload actually. So let me upload it again with all the files. JS upload. First we'll upload JS, CSS, and one more file. Sorry, upload to current directory. List assets. And let's upload index.html as well. We'll delete this index.html which was already present here. And let's now upload our new index.html. It shouldn't be a directory, so we'll turn this off. List index.html upload. Yeah, so now we do have our sample template here, index.html, JS, CSS, and assets. Now let's try to get it via the URL from browser. If you try this URL, you should be able to see that web page. We have successfully hosted a test web page onto our server, and it is working. So in a nutshell, we have created a AWS Lightsail instance through our AWS account. Then we installed Virtualmin and Webmin onto that Lightsail instance. Then we created a virtual server and hosted our website on that. Then we created a domain in GoDaddy and updated the DNS rule so that this domain would map to our virtual server. So this would be create a virtual server. Create a virtual server. Yeah. So that's pretty much about today. Thank you.